Kamate, kamate!
Kaora, kaora!
Kamate, kamate!
Kaora, kaora! Tēnei te tangata puhuru nāna I tiki mai whakawhiti tērā. Upane, kaupane!
Loud, loud.
Katangi te kuri e, katangi te kuri e, au au te kuri au 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 au, katangi te poti e, katangi te poti e, yao yao te poti yao 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 yao, au au te kuri au 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 au, katangi te manu e. Katangi te manu e, kui kui te manu kui kui, kui kui, yao yao te poti yao 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 yao, au au.
Today, the 28th day of October 2014, is no doubt the most important and auspicious date of the Maori calendar. We are here gathered together at Waitangi Te Tii to not only commemorate and remember the signing of the sacred covenant document of the Declaration of Independence of 1835, but also to resurrect, to reinstate, and to reaffirm it to its former powerful, authoritative glory. The chiefs never permitted any legislative authority separate from themselves in their collective capacity to exit, nor any function of government to be exercised within their said territories unless by persons appointed by them and acting under the authority of laws regularly enacted by them in Congress assembled.
So today, I think we should honour that. And then we should turn around and ask this government, or any government now, from now on 180 years, they have been dishonourable. It's time they were honourable.
In William, understanding that they still retain the retention of their sovereignty is still intact, and that's what was very important. And this area was actually the place where they discussed that issue before they actually signed it. Yeah. So for me, it's actually the spirit of our old people. Their signatories, which is their moko, and they commemorate the fact that they live on in our hearts and our minds forever and a day.
Of course. Now, do you think that the Declaration of Independence 1835 has been honoured? Do you think they're honouring it by accepting that the Indigenous people retain their lands, their sovereignty over their lands and over their governing of themselves? Do you think that the British Crown is actually doing that since the signing?
No, I don't think they have. I think they have forgotten about us. Prince William came not very long ago. Prince Charles came not very long ago. They didn't even make any effort to come here, and they covered the country. They walked the country. They were invited to other organisations, other areas, but they didn't come here. And yet, this place was significant to them, rather to anybody else. It was the place where we believe that a true agreement was made between us and their descendants, which was King William. And so we were disappointed about that. So I believe that signifies to me that they've forgotten about it. It doesn't mean anything to them anymore.
Toia mai te waka nei, kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto rangatakoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te manu e. Pipi wharauroa, kui, 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 whiti, whiti ora, hui e taki e. Toia mai te waka nei, kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto rangatakoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te mani.
So what it's about with the treaty is about the truth, and the He Wakaputanga is the truth. So it's about finding where the truth is in each document. So where the government has always pushed kāwanatanga, tino rangatiratanga, that was a sidetrack issue. Because the truth of sovereignty is not in either word. Because when you look into the Declaration of Independence in the second article, it says ko te kingitanga, ko te mana I te whenua. And the translation, all sovereign power and authority, which King William sanctioned through his authority, through the covenant of God, through the paipera tapu. So if you try and change it, or even Maori try and move it to where they want, they're breaching their own tapu laws, because that's the authority that's given, comes through the word. So the kingitanga held that kupu, declared when they united their signatures in the declaration, what they were doing was joining the lands under the kingdom. Then they took to 1858 to where the northern chiefs who went to Pukawa and the Kahanunu, Fatui Apati, and where they put their mana to it to raise a king. Then the world could recognise here that Māoridom were under their own.
To declare that one, they never abrogated their sovereignty or tino rangatiratanga to any king, queen, crown, or foreigner, or anyone else for that matter, but didst retain and that status with their own tribes extant forever. Number two, the chiefs never permitted any legislative authority separate from themselves in their collective capacity to exist, nor any function of government to be exercised without their said territories, unless by persons appointed by them and acting under the authority of laws regularly enacted by them in Congress assembled.
Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at some of the statutes that were brought in and around the signing of the Declaration of Independence, is that right? 1835? Before? Long before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll let you carry on with your kōrero.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll just move this statute over anyway, but these pages here come from a correspondence, and it's a this is an official document. The answers which would be made by foreign nations to such a claim are two. First, that the British statute book has, in the present century, in 3 distinct enactments, declared that New Zealand is not a part of the British dominions.
So it's not a part of
No, no.
Okay.
And this is done in 1839, 7 November.
So okay, so they're basically acknowledging King William IV's.
Well, well that reads on.
Yes.
And secondly, that King William IV made the most public, solemn and authentic declaration which it was possible to make, that New Zealand was a substantive and independent state. The recognition by the King, Lords and Commons of Great Britain of the fact that New Zealand is not a part of the British dominions will be found in the statutes 57 George 3, chapter 53, 4 George IV, chapter 96, section 3, 9 George IV, chapter 83, section 4.
Wamuturanga mihi, wamuturanga korero, wakakoto te kapapa makoto e kohi kohi kia orara, kia orara. Haere hoki tatau e hoa maa, ina kia uki uta. Ka nui tēnei kua tutuki, ka tinoa hei koneira pupuritia, pupuritia. E te ariki, whakarongo maira kia mātou. E te ariki, titiro maira kia mātou. Tēnei mātou o tamariki, e whakapono ana mata ki a koe. Aue, aue. Te matua te tamaiti, wairua tapu e. Te matua te tamaiti, wairua tapu e. Te matua te tamaiti, wairua tapu e.
When they signed the Declaration of Independence with King William, understanding that they still retain the retention of their sovereignty is still intact, and that's what was very important. And this area was actually the place where they discussed that issue before they actually signed it. Yeah. So for me, it's actually the spirit of our old people.
Hei apena tia I tātou, ko te rā tātou nei uri. Nō le rā, tūtau toko ana ngā mihi kua mihia. Ko tau nei ai ngā manuhiri me ki ngā mātāwa ko te motu. Tai nui te aro toko maru taki tupu a te mātātua korua po rota.
E nā tātou I te rārangi karaki ai tuku nā I te pone. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Hei wakararaua ke I te ngā kautangata, I te pō nei, kao wate kao ho mai te. Hei te kua te ngā kau kua taimai, a kua roa te rā, ara mai ana I te kohu I roto o taramai, tatu rawa mai ki koni, emi ki mai ana te rā. Hei tō ana te rā. Engari kei te pai, hei te rongorongo ake I ngā kōrea. Kia hunei kua tutuki a koutou te kaupapa nei. Hei te pai, māhu e tautoko a pōko. Tēnā hoki, tēnā hoki rā te
Hei wea! Hei anei! Hei wea! Hei anei! Tuturu waka maua kia tīna! Tīna! Hui e! Tāki e! Nō reira, koutou tātou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.
In so saying, therefore, to A, the Pākehā government of John Key has no mana or authority to act and is therefore illegal, invalid, and unconstitutional.
Tuake mana kitia, ngai